We're getting this pushback and certainly this kind of, as the vice president said, bad mouthing in the press for all the administration has done in his first term as well, and all the United States has done for Ukraine is just, it's unacceptable. They need to tone it down and take a hard look and sign that deal.
What's up, everyone? I'm Rudy, and today we're going to talk about Trump's attempt at bullying President Zelensky and how the Trump administration is pretty much trying to extort the Ukrainian government into signing this minerals deal. So yeah, let's jump in. Okay, so earlier this week, the Trump administration was out in Saudi Arabia to meet with the Russian Federation so they could begin negotiations on bringing an end to the Russia-Ukraine conflict. President Zelensky had made statements saying how they felt like they should have been there. And majority of the whole world basically agrees with that. How are they going to make any progress on putting an end to the war in Ukraine if Ukraine themselves is not in on those negotiations? So from that statement, President Trump ended up getting super pissed off and put out this horrific, just completely shit talking President Zelensky and saying how he's a dictator, how America has given them $350 billion, how they're fighting a war, how they caused the war, first of all, how Ukraine are the reasons why this war even started. Just a statement that is completely false, completely just Russian talking points 100%. You would have thought that somebody from the Russian Federation wrote this tweet that Trump ended up tweeting the other day. So after that happened, President Zelensky then made a statement of his own, how saying how Trump lives in his own disinformation space, and that completely set Trump off. Zelensky, oh, he's a dictator. He's a dictator because they don't have elections and stuff. But remember, they cannot have elections in Ukraine because 20% of their country is occupied. How are they going to put up polling stations in these occupied areas? So that is one of the other first lies. The second lie is how we've lent them $350 billion. That's another lie. It's been somewhere in the ballpark of 170. So with all of this, I guess beef, you could say, that's going on, Zelensky is not signing the mineral deal that Russia, oh my God, I'm getting so confused with Russia and Ukraine and everything. The mineral deal that Ukraine had floated the idea of, okay, for arms, we can go into a partnership for the minerals that Ukraine has over a couple $1 trillion at least. I know it's in the trillions of minerals worth in their country, but they were doing that for protection to make sure that these arms keep on coming in to their country. So after all this rhetoric from Trump and all these Russian talking points, Zelensky and no security guarantees more than anything. Without these security guarantees, it is pointless to make a deal with these minerals that are in Ukraine. So here's a statement from Mike Walz, which is Trump's national security advisor, and the hypocrisy of his statement when he's asked this question.
Are we going to get President Zelensky, to cooperate?
Yeah. Well, so first, and this is the part that the media just wants to ignore, it was Zelensky last September as part of his victory plan. It was Zelensky that proposed.
Well, he's correct on that part. It was Zelensky that proposed their minerals as a deal with the U.S., but for protection, for arms, for security guarantees from Russia. It's not like they just said, yeah, let's make a deal for these rare earth minerals in Ukraine and we'll just do it as we're having a war. They want it for arms. They want it for security guarantees. They're leaving that part out. That's the only reason why President Zelensky offered those rare earth minerals with the U.S. okay, we'll do a deal with you guys for the rare earth minerals for security guarantees for weapons guarantees that Russia isn't going to invade them again in a few months, in a few years, because in the past, any ceasefire deals that they have made with Russia have ended almost instantly right after they start. Minsk 1 was a ceasefire deal. Minsk 2 was a ceasefire deal. They do not want a Minsk 3.0 because Russia is that you can't trust them. Anything they say, the only thing that's going to stop Russia is admission for Ukraine admission into NATO or for the US to just completely flood Ukraine with weapons. And that was what Zelensky wanted for security guarantees, not just to let America become rich and off of their country's minerals. It's already a unfortunate situation that they're having to make a deal like that. That is Ukraine's minerals, and that's something that should make their country prosper. But now they're having to give that up to try and get security guarantees just so they could get back to a normal life for their country. And the Trump administration is trying to exploit that. They're trying to take advantage of Ukraine and their dire situation. And it is, I mean, this Trump administration, I mean, they are embarrassing America. They are trying to act like bullies. And I guarantee you, majority of the people that voted for them, had they known how this was going to play out in the first month, Trump would not have won. He has gone totally rogue and he has a completely radical agenda. And I'm ashamed to say that he is the president of the US because he's the worst thing that has ever happened to this country.
Hey, let's go into a partnership together.
Right.
If the United States will invest in us, we have aluminum, we have gallium, we have tritium, we have all of these rare earth minerals that the modern economy needs. A lot of them are not fully developed. They need investment. President Trump's a deal maker. And so now President Trump proposes the deal,
right,
and sent our Treasury Secretary all the way out to Kyiv to propose it, and then we get this rhetoric in the media. Look,
President Zelensky was very clear that he wanted the minerals deal and security guarantees for Ukraine to go hand in hand. So if the US isn't able to provide that, then of course this minerals deal that the Trump administration was so foolish to send somebody out there to try and force Ukraine to sign this deal. And then Zelensky, being the smart, brilliant person that he is, refused to sign it without security guarantees. That was, I mean, what is the Trump administration thinking? Those go hand in hand with Zelensky. I mean, President Zelensky has been very clear about that.
here's the bottom line. President Zelensky is going to sign that deal.
That's a lot of tough talk. But my question is, how are you so sure that Zelensky is going to sign that deal? Because he could just decide not to. Maybe if you guys get smart and give them security guarantees so the killing could stop, this deal will happen. But trying to bully everybody is just very frustrating. I don't know who they think they are, but they can't force Ukraine to sign any deal at all, no matter how much they think they can. And I'm sick of hearing all these statements from this Trump administration trying to bully everybody. It's getting old real quick.
And you will see that in the very short term. And that is good for Ukraine. What better?
The rest of what he says is just a bunch of mumbo jumbo and not really anything important. Just trying to sound tough and a bunch of nonsense. So, anyways, that's gonna do it for me. We'll see what else happens here in the next week or two. It seems like new things happen every day. It's hard to keep up, so that's why I have been waiting like days at a time to see what's gonna happen next. But anyways, hope everybody has a great week, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.